As we mentioned, the U.S. men's national team is waking up in our area after arriving to a very warm welcome back to Seattle. They'll now have 3 days of practice over at the University of Washington before it's game time at Seattle Stadium. On Monday, an expected sellout crowd will be in attendance to see the USA take on Team Belgium in the round of 16. This will be Seattle's 6th and final World Cup match as a host city this time around.
And local organizers say the tournament has already exceeded expectations, but this match could actually surpass the numbers we've seen in the last few weeks. When the U.S. played here in the group stage, just the march to the match brought 15,000 fans to downtown. The city appears to be making some changes in preparation for an even bigger crowd on Monday. Match days have been car-free through most of Pioneer Square, beginning 4 hours before the start of each match and lasting roughly 8 hours. Emails sent to people who live in Pioneer Square are telling them to be prepared for extended closures. Seattle's Department of Transportation says they expect to start shutting streets down at about 12:30 p.m. Monday. That's about a half hour earlier than normal.
Get to the stadium early is what we're telling everyone, and we continuously do it. Our crowds have been massive, but they've been incredibly well behaved.
And businesses are prepping for Monday as well. The Hall, which sits across from Seattle Stadium, says sales are running at about 2.5 times higher than even a Seahawks game day, and they expect that number to increase.
The last USA game, we ran out of cans of beer. We ran right down to our last case of cider.
And the World Cup's impact has been showing up across the city. Organizers say about 280,000 people rode Sound Transit for the first U.S. match on Juneteenth. That tops the previous record set during this year's Seahawks Super Bowl parade. 85,000 people packed the waterfront, shattering the old record of 50,000. They too are expecting even bigger crowds Monday. Here's a reminder of those street closures that will happen. The pedestrian-only zone will stretch from James Street and Yesler Way all the way to T-Mobile Park. The city will tow any cars parked here during the shutdown.
And despite some buzz earlier this week, we now know President Trump will not be coming to Seattle for the match on Monday. A King County spokesperson confirms that officials have been told not to expect a presidential or vice presidential visit. Kenmore Air had been warning customers earlier this week that a temporary flight restriction could be issued if a visit was planned. As of this morning, all flights remain as scheduled.